J-Knight Batrep.
Hey everyone, welcome to another J-Knight Battle Report. As always, my name is Jay, and today we're gonna play some more 40k, and today I'm joined by...
Forrest.
Cool, Forrest.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, you are named after the great American actor Forrest Whitaker, right?
No.
The great UFC fighter Forrest Griffin?
No.
The great American character Forrest Gump?
No.
What are you named after? All right. Rumor has it that your grandfather might have been named Forrest.
Oh, right.
I don't know why I know your heritage more than you. That's cool. And where do you come from? Where are you from? You drove all the way from?
I drove all the way from DC.
DC. I played against someone yesterday from DC. Do you know Ned/George from DC?
No, not at all.
Oh, always worth a try. He looks like you might know. I don't know why. Just to, yeah. So today we're going to play some 40k, as I said. So 1,500 points of my Tyranids versus your
Necrons.
Necrons. And I just saw your list. He's bringing a monolith. That's cool. I haven't seen a monolith on the table in forever.
I haven't used one in forever.
So it's going to be fun. So teleportation, they do stuff like they draw people through the teleportation thing, right? It's going to be cool. So we'll get to the armies and the game. So here are 1,500 points of Tyranids. Leading my army, the Flyrant. 2 sets of twin-linked Devourers with brain-linked swords. You know the thing is about this model is that they don't even have the arms. Like if you wanted to do WYSIWYG, you couldn't even give it 2 sets of twin-linked Devourers because there's not enough arms. Isn't that weird? Yeah, I don't know. It is silly. And then I have a giant squad of Hormigons with Toxin Sacks. Awesome stuff. 2 squads of 3 Hive Guard. Doom in a pod. Gotta try the Doom. I don't know if they have a lot of stuff to suck the brains out of, but always try to fun bring the Doom. 2 squads of 10 Gaunts to make my 2 Turvagons scoring. And they have Toxin Sacks, Crushing Claws, and Catalyst. So that'll be pretty cool stuff too. Yeah. And 1,500 points of Necrons. Now one of the Necrons has already exploded, hence him. I don't know what happened, but I guess when he was putting it on the table, you lost a model.
He's just having a bad day.
Yeah, talk about a bad day when you pre-die. That's pretty bad. You know, that's a bad day. So what did your Warlord have?
Lots of stuff.
Lots of stuff.
Yes.
So he's just a heavy-hitting dude with Res Orb and scariness galore?
Pretty much.
Cool, works for me. And he's attached to a squad of Lich Guard?
Yes.
Cool, squad of Lich Guard. Over here.
I have a Harbinger of the Storm with both
some wars.
upgrades.
Nice, that's good.
And
some death marks.
death marks, yes.
That's always fun. They deep strike in, they shoot. Ooh, what's this?
Is
that your mascot, you said?
Yes, it is my mascot.
That's pretty cool, because he's riding a Carnifex and you're playing against Tyranids. How ironic.
Commandeering.
These guys?
That would be 3 Wraiths.
Wraiths.
With no upgrades.
What were they called yesterday?
I think I accidentally called them Cryptex.
I think call them Cryptex. They're cool. But they're Wraiths.
On accident.
No, it's all good. Another squad of Warriors, and I guess they're in a Night Scythe?
Correct.
Cool. 2 Barges?
Yes. Annihilation Barges.
Annihilation Barges. Cool stuff. And the Monolith. Ooh, Monolith. Very rusty looking. I like it. Did you do that yourself?
No. It came with a few models, and it was already painted.
Really?
I was planning on stripping the paint and repainting it, but...
Well, it looks good. Good purchase then, at least. Yeah. Either way, it's going to be fun. So that's 1,500 points of Necron awesomeness. I guess it's less than 1,500 because one of them exploded. But still, it's almost 1,500 points.
You did forget the Immortals.
Did I forget the Immortals?
Yeah,
I did. You know what? I didn't bring them up. And them. 5 Immortals with Tesla?
Tesla, yes.
Yep. Cool. And that now is 1,500 points of Necrons. So, what type of game are we playing? Not that one. That one. What type of deployment? Epic dice. It's going to be an interesting game, yeah. All right, now who's going first? What are you going to roll? You roll first. I want to see you go first. A 3. Ooh, 50-50. Ooh, yeah.
You tried.
So I go first? Do you want me to go first? Do you want to go first?
I think I'll go first.
All right. Night fighting. Yes. Alright, so here's what the battlefield looks like after deployment. So he's lined up his guys all along here. Look at them all go. We got the Relic. So the Relic is in the very center of the table, and it's going to be a battle for that one Relic. Luckily, almost my entire army is scoring, so that will help. I have a lot. I don't know. We're going to have to see what happens. And here's my army. The Doom of the Pod is in reserves. For him, his Night Scythe and his
Not the way this works.
Sniper guys, Death Marks, that's their name. They're in reserve too. I've just lined up mine there, and he's going to go first, and we'll see what happens in turn 1. So now it's Necrons turn 1. He begins by moving up his giant squad of warriors, led by the Cryptek. I did appreciate how very precise my opponent's movement was. As I said, they're just moving up to hopefully get a good shot for next turn. And then he moves up his Wraiths. And then his Annihilation Barge. This thing is very scary and has a giant gun, so I'm going to be pretty scared of it. Luckily there is night fighting this turn, so I'll be protected. And then he moves up his squad of Mortals right behind it, once again, just to get hidden, get a little bit of cover. And then he moves up his squad of Lich Guard, which has his really, really scary HQ attached to it. And you're going to see how strong this HQ is in this game. And once again, he just wants to hug the cover to get himself a little bit of a cover save. It is night fighting, so just to increase the chance of him surviving. And then finally moves up his Monolith. And then he turbo boosts his Annihilation Barge since he couldn't get anything inside anyway. And then now it's Tyranids Turn One. So I began with a little bit of movement for some reason, and then I just realized my psychic powers. So I decide to cast Catalyst on my Hive Tyrant, and it goes off, but I perils. It's a great way to start the game. So he has 5 wounds left, and the Turbogon's already taking wounds. My Hive Tyrant then casts Iron Arm on himself. I was very fortunate to get Iron Arm, so it goes off, and I get D3, and I roll a 3. So now he's Strength and Toughness 9. With Feel No Pain, he's going to be very hard to kit this turn. And then the final Turbogon casts Catalyst on the Hormigons, and it goes off as well. So now they have Feel No Pain. That's pretty sweet. So then I begin my movement phase. I start by moving up my Hormigons around the cover so that I don't actually have to move through it. I know they've moved through cover anyway, but I just didn't want to risk it. So they're just going to go up and hug the terrain. I tend to be pretty precise with my movement on the front row, but then afterwards I just tend to move quickly since it's a giant squad of about 30 Hormigons. And at this point I'm just deliberating for just a moment, thinking about whether or not I should move up my Turbogon out of cover. And perhaps I shouldn't have put all my guys in such close proximity. Maybe I should have spaced them out a little bit. So I decide to move up my Turbogon, and he moves through cover. 4 inches. Which I can only move him up basically 2, so it's okay. Then I move up my other Turbogon, 5 inches. Right into the ruins. Just to get a little bit of cover as well. And then I move my Hive Guard. You know, Hive Guard are really sweet because they don't need line of sight and they ignore cover in these circumstances. So they're great for night fighting. So I decided to set my Hive Tyrant to super flying mode. So he flies 24 inches across the board, so it'll be 6s to hit. That's really sweet. So I basically just decided to slingshot him at my opponent, since he's going to be very hard to hit. Toughness 9 with Feel No Pain. I'm not too worried about him at the moment. And it'll also be a good distraction mechanism against my opponent. And then move up the Termagants right behind to keep them in Synapse, and just keep them moving towards the Relic. As I said, my goal, luckily I have almost all my units are scoring that are on the board in that area, so I'm just going to run all my guys at the Relic, and whoever gets there is going to grab it. So my Hive Guard decided to shoot the Annihilation Barge. So I need 3s to hit, and 5s to land, 6s to pen. So I get 6 shots, and of which I hit with 3 of them, which isn't too bad, but it's not great. And then I need 5s to land, 6s to pen, and I roll nothing. So this is going to be a pretty uneventful turn. The other Hive Guard then decided to shoot at the Countertick Wraiths because they're very scary in close combat, so I figured if I can take off a couple this turn, it would save me a lot of trouble. I get 6 shots once again. This time, 5 hit, so that's pretty sweet. And their toughness 4, so I need 2s to wound. I get 5 wounds. He rolls his 3+ invul saves and fails 3 of them. So 1 Wraith is dead, and 1 Wraith is down to 1 wound. That's a pretty sweet turnout for the first turn of shooting. My Hive Tyrant then decides to shoot at the squad of warriors with his twin-linked Devourers. It does a pretty good job of going through them. So I get 12 shots, needing 4s to hit, but they are twin-linked. And I get a bunch of hits. But I'm glad I get twin-linking, because I got perfect stats. So 6 hits the first time, and then I reroll, and I get 3 more. So 9 out of 12. Can't get any more perfectly statistical. And because they're toughness 4, strength 6, so I get 2s to wound. I get to reroll 1s because of old adversary. So I get 9 wounds. He rolls normal armor saves for these guys. And each of them have a 4+ save. And he fails a bunch of them. He fails 6 out of the 9 4+ saves. So the front 6 guys are knocked down, because as you know, if you play against Necrons, they can get right back up again with Reanimation Protocol. I don't believe the squad has a Reanimation Orb, so that means that they'll be getting up on a 5+ as opposed to a 4+. And then I decided to run my Hormagaunts, and I ran them. And because I have Fleet, I re-rolled the dice, and I got a 6. So that's really nice. So now they're getting really quickly up the battlefield. And I just tried to get them into cover again, so that way at least the front rank would get a nice 4+ cover save, as we did define that as ruins. And yeah, Hormagaun's best friend is definitely cover. So, and I guess the goal is just to get towards my opponent, and then hopefully get those Tervagons in around the Relic so they can grab it later in the game. And then I move up my Tervagon 4 inches as well. I run him. And then I ran my Termagants 5 inches, which really only meant like 2 inches because they were kind of stuck by the Tervagon and the Hormagaunts. And then my last squad of Termagants also decides to move towards the Relic. And they rolled a 5. So once again, I'll move them up. Said my goal is just to get close as possible to the Relic this turn, and then envelop my opponent. And then I ran my other Tervagon 5 inches. So they have to do a leadership check at -1. And they're good with a 5. That's plenty enough. So now they have to reanimate, and he rolls independently for them. First one fails, so he's removed from play. Next one's good, gets right up again. Second one's dead. Next one gets up. Now the key that we're thinking of is the Cryptek. Now, forgive me if I'm wrong, but we did count as a kill point. So if he dies and doesn't get up again, that will give me first blood. And the Cryptek is dead, which we did count as first blood. So after turn 1, here's what the battlefield looks like. I've got first blood because I killed that one Cryptek. Yay! But not a lot has happened because we didn't start very close to each other, so we couldn't shoot a lot. The next turn I think is going to be full of a lot of epic shooting. So he's moved up. And yeah, we'll have to see about reserves. Do reserves come in the next turn? So as always, thank you very much for watching. Please like the video, comment in the comment section down below, and subscribe to the channel if you already haven't done so. And when you're ready, click on the link below to go to part 2 of this battle report.